Well, hello. How you doing? This is the S. Anthony Says podcast. This is the S. Anthony Thomas, and this is the 4th anniversary, 1, 2, 3, 4 for this particular program. And it's also episode number 290. But more importantly, it's episode 290 on the 4th anniversary of this podcast. You're damn right. Now, folks, I just want to say very quickly, thank you very much for those of you that have been listening to me for the majority of the time, or for some of you who have been listening the entire time. Thank you very, very much, you cool bastards. I really, really do appreciate it. And, it's really weird when you do something for this long, when you do something for 4 years, you put a 4-year investment in anything, it's something that you really want to do. Or something that you enjoy doing, or something that you're getting a benefit from. And obviously all of those apply to me and to this. I've enjoyed doing this. I've enjoyed my interactions with you bastards. And I want to thank you guys for being my bastards and for listening to this crap for 4 years, and hopefully listening to it for the amount of time I continue to do this crap. And I'm not going to stop doing this crap, so it's going to be a long time. Haha, you're damn right. Now, as I put out a little video on Twitter, I put out a poll to find out what people wanted for this particular episode. I wanted to know whether or not people wanted me to do a best of episode, one of those clip episodes like I did before. People seem to really, really like that one. Whether you wanted me to do a new episode. And of course, being me, I added 2 other categories, a nude episode and, or whether or not you wanted me to date your mama. Yeah. Some of y'all mamas, I really would like to date your mamas, but that's beside the point. Moving on. Let me tell you what I was thinking about. This is an interesting thing as this is a football Sunday. And, it's really weird when you're watching football. If you're a football fan, I'm just going to use that as an example, just in case you're not a football fan, but this applies to many other things. If your favorite sport is football, you have to ask yourself a question. Is it really your favorite sport, or is it your favorite team that you really dig? Because I know people that really will watch any football game and be completely invested in it, almost hypnotized to the football game, whether their home team is playing or not, or whether whether the closest team is playing or not. They don't care. As long as it's football, they're down with it. And that's that. And that's the end of that. Now they'll probably be even a little more focused if it's their home team, but as long as it's football, they're there. That's it. Well, I'm one of the other type of people. It's like, is it my favorite sport? Yes. But if my favorite team isn't playing, or my home team isn't playing, I should say, and there's no team playing that has any kind of impact on my home team, I got news for you. In this particular scenario, my home team is like, it's like your best friend. Your best friend's always welcome in your house. Your best friend can show up without calling. Your best friend could probably go in your refrigerator and grab a soda. Your best friend could go, yo, man, you got anything to eat here, man? Dad? Your best friend can do that. But the teams that are not your home team, or the games that are not involving your home team, they're kind of like the tag-along friend. Right? Like when you know your football game for your team is the second game, you watch the first game and kind of dig it, but you're really waiting for the 4:00 game. East Coast, of course, East Coast in the United States. If your game is the first game, you're really in digging your game, and you kind of watch the second game, and you kind of watch the Sunday night game, and you kind of watch the Monday night game. They're the tag along friends. Ask yourself how intensely you watch a football game if your team's on a bye week. It's just kind of on in the background out of habit. You kind of peek up at it, but you notice that you're not really that. You notice how when your team isn't playing and your wife wants you to paint something, all of a sudden you don't mind painting that much. Right? If she wants you to fix something, you don't mind fixing it that much. You try to be slick and your home team isn't playing until Monday or Sunday night, or it's a bye week, and all of a sudden you want to take your wife out and go antiquing and crap, and she's like, man, this guy is great. Football's on and he's still going antiquing with me. What a great guy. Meanwhile, your team ain't even playing till Monday. You're not slick, punk, trying to get some cool points with your wife, you punk. A friend of mine got busted like that. He was such a dumbass. I was like, you dude, since your team's not playing, why don't you just take, your woman's always be bugging you about going antique, and you should just go, man. I mean, you gotta go on a Sunday because that's the only time that they had this crap where you gotta go out there and look at these stupid old chairs and these stupid cabinets and these, I can say stupid because the woman I was seeing at the time didn't give a crap about antiquing, so it was okay for me to insult antiquing. but that's what I thought. It was dumb. And he thought it was dumb too because he's a dude. But this lady wanted to do it. She said, would you just at least go with me one time? And I'm going, dude, that's the time. Bye week, punk. On your bye week, you take your punk ass out to antiquing. But whatever you do, man, sometimes when you go with your lady someplace and you're really not going to have to deal with this particular thing anytime soon. Maybe it's a play that comes to town and it's not, if you go to this play and act good, and act like you enjoy yourself, she'll think you're the greatest guy in the world, but it's just a stupid play and it won't be back till next year and you won't have to deal with this crap till next year. So you score some cool points by acting like that crap ass play is good. You know what I'm talking about. But antiquing is a weekly thing. And I told him, if you go out antiquing with her, just be along. Don't be a pain in the ass and make her mad. And don't act like you're really enjoying it, because if you do, your punk ass will be back out here antiquing again. And I, of course, with the rest of your friends will ridicule you till you start crying. So he goes antiquing and he played it perfectly, man. He played it perfectly. He was just nice enough to have her enjoy the experience, but not so enthusiastic and so into it where she would invite him again. It was almost like he had to get this out of his system. He went there. She enjoyed it. Everything was great. He did it on a bye week and everything was cool. And he had scored the cool points and it was great. But as I say, even though my friends are really, really smart guys, sometimes they're really dumb. His lady always as soon as she knows football's on, as soon as she knows the football's on and he's watching, she just walks out of the room with disgust because she hates the sport. And now his team was actually playing. And he's jumping around like he always does. Yeah. And she's making some sandwiches for her in the kitchen because she's got her friends over. And he walks in and he's all enthusiastic because his team is doing good. And then he goes, oh man, I knew they would be coming off that bye week on fire. And she goes, bye week? What's that? He goes, yeah, well, last week they didn't play because they put the bye weeks. And she goes, wait a second. Is that the only reason you went antiquing with me, you bastard? And he was like, and I'm not just making the gibberish sounds so I wouldn't be saying what he was saying, so I wouldn't betray any confidences. He actually made sounds similar to that because he knew he was busted. She goes, you mother, but she didn't say mother jumper. She said mother something else. Because he made it look like he was making some kind of big sacrificing a game for the woman he loves. That's what he made it look like. But nope, she found out he didn't make a sacrifice. And now all the cool points he built up for going antiquing, his dumb punk ass lost them all. And he was in negative cool point range. And she said, you know what? You still owe me. And he said, because he still couldn't say anything because he was so busted. And then she made him go antiquing 4 more times. And you know what else she made? She made a point. She made it a point to make sure that his team was actually playing. Do you understand what I'm saying? If he had just kept his mouth shut, he would have got the cool points and still would have got to see those 4 games. But because his punk ass let his guard down and let her know that his dumb ass didn't make a sacrifice, he wound up missing 4 games. Oh, he's a dumb bastard. But that's basically what I'm talking about, folks. You got to realize that when you're watching your home team is like your best friend. And the other teams are like tag-along friends. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes the tag-along friend doesn't realize they're a tag-along friend and they just kind of show up at your house and you open the door and you think that maybe your friend's parking the car. So you open the door and, hey, what's going on, man? Ha ha. And you're all enthusiastic because you're going to get to see your best friend, not because of this bastard. And he comes in and sits down and starts acting like he's your best friend, going in your refrigerator and overstaying his welcome, which means staying more than 2 seconds. And while he's upstairs, you're looking around and you're looking at the door and he's wondering why you're looking at the door and you're going, well, where's Bill? Oh, Bill's not coming. I just dropped by because I wanted to say hi. And you're going, oh God, why? Why are you here? Oh. And you can't be mean to the bastard because eventually he will be there with all the rest of the friends and you don't want to look like a dick. But you want him to get the hell out. Cause like, dude, don't you realize you're fucking parsley? You're not the meal. Bill is the sandwich in the thing like that. Jack, you're like that wet nap. That's what you're a fucking wet nap, dude. You come with the meal. You're not really that necessary, but since you're here, what the hell? I'll wipe my fingers with you. Okay. Come on, dude. You're not the battery. You're that little piece of tape that keeps the battery from wearing out. So when you get the toy, you just pull a little piece of tape out and throw it in the trash. What you really care about is the battery, not the little piece of tape that keeps the battery from touching the inputs on the toy. You have a use. You keep the battery from getting worn out before the person takes the toy home. But just imagine if you opened up a box and instead of having the toy there, instead of having the battery in the toy so you can just pull a piece of tape out and play with the toy. Imagine if it was just that little stupid piece of tape, just a big box of nothing but that little stupid piece of tape. You look at the front of the box and go, I thought this was my son's truck or my daughter's thing or whatever it is there. But it's just a box. It's just that little piece of tape that comes with toys that keeps the battery from touching the toy so the battery doesn't get used. And then I pull off that piece of tape and then the battery is attached to the game and the game plays as that. But and you would not want that box of that crap if on the outside of the box was a picture of the toy. And that's what it's like when the dude is that hang-on friend shows up at your house. You're like, you're nothing but battery tape, punk. I don't want your punk ass in here. I ought to kick you in the ass, you battery tape bastard. And you actually get mad at your friend, right? And your friend had nothing to do with it except for the fact that he exposed you to this douchebag. And now this douchebag is at your house annoying you. You don't want to tell him, hey, I don't want to see your punk ass unless you're with Bill. You do want to do that, but you won't. You're too nice a person. I've been in that situation. Friend of mine wanted me to get him tickets to a show, so I got him tickets to a show. And it was a show I couldn't go to, but at the time I knew some of the people, so I could call up and get a couple tickets every once in a while to these shows. And I could say, I'm gonna hook my boy up. And I thought he was taking his girlfriend, but his girlfriend didn't want to go, so he took the hang-on friend with him. And now the hang-on friend now knows I can get tickets to this thing. And then he has the nerve to call me up. Hey, man, I was wondering, hey, what's going on, battery tape boy? What do you need, you battery tape bastard? I didn't call him that. I was saying that in my head, but you get the point. And this bastard had the nerve to want to get tickets. And not only did Bill would only ask for 2 tickets, for him and for his lady. You know what I'm saying? Or for him and for his son. Or just like, 2 tickets. And this bastard's calling me up talking about, can I get 6 tickets for? And I'm going, what? I just wish that there was a special button on the phone where you could push it. And if somebody needed to get the shit slapped out of them, you could push the slap the shit out of them button, because I would have damn sure pushed the slap the shit out of them button. In fact, I would like to take some of that battery tape and tape down the slap the shit out of him button so his battery tape bastard ass could get the shit slapped out of him, because he damn sure needed the shit slapped out of him. I'm sorry for cursing so much, but that guy really needed the crap slapped out of him. See, I said crap that time. And that's what I feel like right now on Sunday, right? The game is on in the background, but I'm not really paying attention to it. The Carolina and the Bears are on, but I don't give a crap. It's like they're in this is not my television. This is my friend's television. I'm at my friend's house for doing this. But this is like, it's like he's invading, this stuff is invading my space. You're not my home team, punks. You're just a hang-on team. You're just in my house because I turned on the TV thinking you were my hometown team. Then I remember they ain't playing right now. Bastards. These battery tape bastards. Yeah, I said it. Can I just complain about something else right now, folks? Can I do that? I just want to shift just a little bit because I'm kind of pissed off about something and I'm kind of annoyed, and something that happened recently and something that happened a while ago have turned into something that happened just today. You ever have somebody do something really bad to you and then they try to walk up to you and start talking to you like nothing happened? Well, that's what happened to me today. Somebody that did something bad to me a while ago that has not apologized for the thing or rectified the situation. Their punk ass walked up to me and started to try to talk to me like everything's cool. Ooh. You remember how I just talked about how I wish on a phone there was a slap the crap out of them button that I would like to tape down so they would be continuously having the crap slapped out of them? I would like to just have somebody that followed people around, some people just need to slap the crap slapped out of them. They just need that. And I would love that to happen. I want somebody, we have police, and we have but sometimes you just need a little bit of street justice. You know what I mean? I don't want to hire a hitman. First of all, I don't have hitman money. I don't want anybody killed. But is there just a slap man? Is there anybody that can just be a slap man? We'd meet someplace in a dark alley and I'd be sitting in the car, hey man, understand that you know somebody that, you want somebody to slap the taste out their mouth. Yeah, man, there's a guy that did some stuff to me. I mean, I don't want like his bones broken. I don't want him killed or anything like that. But it just really doesn't matter about that, bro. I don't kill people. That's a hitman. I just walk up to people and slap the crap out of them. I'm a slap man. It's like, a lot of people who became hitman started out as slap men. But I realize that people are so busy trying to move on to being hitmen that there's not that many of us to slap men around. So now, because there's a dearth of slap men, it's become a very lucrative business, it's kind of like when you ever go on YouTube and see all those ASMR videos. ASMR videos? What the hell's that? That's one of them videos where people, like, they whisper into the microphone and some people get tingles from it. So there's a lot of people that whisper into the microphone and then people listen and get tingles. It doesn't work for everybody, but why? Can we just stick to the thing about you slapping the dude? I got some money here to pay to slap the dude. You never listen to an ASMR video on YouTube. No, and dude, really, can we just kind of stick to business here? You don't know what you're missing, man. I listen to ASMR videos on YouTube all the time. I'm one of the people that actually tingles when I listen to the video. I'm kind of getting uncomfortable here because we're actually engaging in an illegal transaction here. I'm actually paying you to assault someone, and you're talking about how you watch YouTube videos where somebody talks low into the microphone and that kind of gets you off. I didn't say it got me off. I said it made me tingle, man. Now don't make it dirty. Oh God, dude, could you just? Let me give you an example. It's like, say, dude, shut up. I shut up. If I slap you for free. What happens is the person just kind of, it's like this. Hey, what's going on? I'm talking to the microphone right now, and this is an ASMR moment in the podcast. If you listen very closely to this, I can make these really low sounds on both sides of the microphone or directly into the stereo microphones. And sometimes you can make sounds like this. Where I'm now rubbing my finger across the microphone, right across the windscreen. And there are many people that will listen to this and they will get tingles because they're really, really auditory type people. Dude, you were just like talking low into my ear and rubbing my ear. I'm thinking I may not want to do this transaction right now because you're kind of freaking me out. What's so freaky about a person talking really low and rubbing your ear? I thought you would enjoy this. Yeah, do you want this money or not? Okay, man, if you don't like ASMR, I don't even know if I want to do business with you. God, you're weird. You don't want this $5? Oh, $5? I was only going to charge you $2.50. Who you need to be slapped? I'll elbow somebody for $5. You probably was better off talking about that ASMR shit. Okay, I'll get back to the ASMR. Hold on for a minute. Damn, Robert. Well, wouldn't it be kind of cool if you actually could just hire somebody to slap the shit out of somebody Wouldn't it be kind of cool, Yeah. Cause it'd be cause I mean, how much trouble would you actually get in if you just slap somebody? I'm not talking about like really hit them hard, just like punching them in the face. I'm talking like one of those little, or better yet, you ever have like an older person who didn't want to slap you or didn't want to beat you, just kind of give you the pop on the lips, like they take the back of if you're from down south, you know what I'm talking about. If you have relatives from down south and you're of a certain age, you know what it's like to have grandma give you a smack in the lips. It doesn't even really hurt, but it's like completely shocking to you, or that thing where they pluck you on the ear and they usually do that when you're doing something bad and people are looking at you and the person that they're talking to looks around and they pluck you in the ear and then the person turns back around and the baby's crying and people go, why is the baby crying? I really don't know. I definitely didn't pluck him on the ear. That type of thing. I wish we could just do that to adults sometimes. I mean, cause like I said, you don't necessarily want to beat up people or anything like that, but sometimes people need to be popped in the lips, or plucked on the ear or be slapped in the mouth or something. I just think that would be a cool thing, cause like I said, that person that did that bad thing to me, I just, talked about it before, man. And I revive it every time I run across this piece of crap. I just want to I just want somebody to just like slap the crap, pop him in the mouth. Maybe pluck his ear or something, or, maybe, or wait till he buys an expensive meal and have somebody bust into the restaurant, lick their fingers and then jam their fingers in his meal. That type of thing. I would really like that, or, maybe when he goes in the house, you go to his car and maybe like key his car. Maybe somebody should do, okay, I don't want anybody to key his car. That'd be kind of, that's kind of vindictive and it kind of mean maybe just break into his car and leave a bag of dog crap under the passenger seat, like really push it in there good. So when he sticks his hand under the seat, he can't feel anything, but he doesn't realize there's really dog crap in there. And okay, no, don't do that either, because that's going a little too far. I don't want to put any dog crap. Oh, I know what you could do. What you could do is you could foster discontent in his marriage, right? And then wait and have him doubt whether or not his children are his, all of them, right? And then when he has the DNA test and he mails it off, what you do is you have a friend at the post office take his mail, right? And then you somehow you get the DNA of somebody that's really close to him. And then you switch up the DNA thing and then make it look like his wife got knocked up 6 times by the neighbor. And then you put that back and then make it look real, like it's real. And then he'll sit there and go, damn it, I can't believe all 6 of my kids are not mine, you bitch. And then she goes, I did not do anything, Bill. And he going, yeah, well, this DNA said that you did, you slut. And then she'll go, I can't believe you called me a slut. This is wrong. He goes, well, you got knocked up 6 times, bitch. I can't believe you said bitch. And then when they get divorced and they're walking out crying and they're going, well, it was nice being married to you for 15 years. And then you go up to him and going, just kidding. She didn't cheat on you at all. I had a friend at the post office, change your DNA test by giving it to me, and I put the swab from somebody on the block in there. It really took about 6 months of planning. And then, we sat here and watched your marriage fall apart as you viciously attacked each other for 4 years, sold your house, divided up your assets. But quite frankly, you had a good marriage from the beginning. And I did all of that because I was upset because of what you did 5 years ago. That really didn't affect my life much. It just annoyed me. I wouldn't do that. But I really would like this guy to be popped in the mouth. Just a little whack up. Am I getting weird here? Is this kind of a weird thing to talk about 4 years into your podcast? You figured that 4 years into a podcast, I would be you mellowing out, man. I would just be, you figure out at this point I would go, look, man, what that guy did was really, really wrong. But let's be honest. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. I'll just move on. And even if I see him in public, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a gracious human being, and I'm going to wave to him, and I'm going to smile at him, and I'm going to walk up to him, and I'm going to shake his hand and say, sir, all is forgiven. I don't like what you did. What you did was wrong, but I am not going to carry this animosity forward. I want to be a more evolved human being. I would like us even to become friends, because I'm sure over the course of time, you've matured as a man. I, of course, have matured as a man. Okay. And we will now move forward, and I would like us to be friends because I'm sure we've moved on. And then he'll go, you know what? I was afraid to say I'm sorry because I felt guilty, and I'm going to now say I'm sorry, and then we'll hug, and then we'll go our separate ways. And then what I'm going to do is, because at that point after the hug, I will have lifted his wallet. I will drive around the city until I see a murder scene, and then I'm going to flick his license right next to the body, and then have him try to explain his way out of that. Oh, that got weird. Okay, I will not do that. That just will not, that's just really, really weird. I mean, that is just the wrong thing to do. I mean, I'm not that mean of a guy. You know what I'm saying? We're going to redo this. Okay, so I'll meet him and we'll go through the whole thing where I forgive you, he forgives me, everything's cool. And I'll shake his hand, and then we're going to exchange photos. I say, hey, here's my grandnephew. And he's going to go, hey, this is my daughter. She's going off to college. And I'm going, that is great, man. I guess we're both old, huh? And then I'm going to make a mental picture of his daughter. I'm going to book a show at her college. I'm going to be really funny. And usually there's a couple of co-eds who want to bang you after the show. And because I know her dad, and I'm going to throw some things into the show that are relatable to her. And she's going to walk up after the show and go, my father did some stuff just like that. I'm going to, really? Your dad did some stuff like that? Well, your dad must be really proud of you because you're such a lovely young lady. Oh, you think I'm lovely? Of course you're lovely. If I was 15 years younger, I'd tell you, age is nothing but a number. Come on, you wouldn't date an old guy like me. Of course I would. Then I go back to her dorm room and I bang her senseless. And she's like, well, you're the greatest thing in the world, even though I'm only 20 years old. I want to marry you because I did that. And then I marry her and then have three babies with her, and he's standing there the whole time stewing, going, this guy, I can't believe this guy is so mad about what I did to him. They did decide to marry and knock up my 20-year-old daughter and nightly bang the crap out of her. This sick bastard, I hate him, but there's nothing I can do about it because she's happy. And I'm going to say, you're damn right she's happy because I'm getting all up on her and doing all sorts of sex stuff with her because she's my wife and there's nothing you can do about it. Bunk. And I'll hold your grandchild. Okay, that's weird. I would not do that either. That is way too weird and mean. I would not do something like that. We're going to restart this whole thing. We're going to start from scratch. I'll meet the guy, and when I forgive him, we shake hand, everything is great, that kind of thing, right? And then he'll go into to go into the gas station, and I'll say, yo man, you don't want to use your card in there, because I've been reading a lot of stories about how people have been finding out the hard way that some of these card things have scanners on them. And the last thing you want to do is, you know what I'm saying? Cause you'd only be responsible for $50 of it because I'm sure you have the kind of insurance on your card that everybody has now with the banks. But you are responsible for $50. And how many steps does it take to go into the gas station? Man, I'll stay here and watch your car. You go in there and then we'll come back and finish our conversation. And then when he goes into there, I run to my car really quickly, open up the trunk, get a big kilo of Coke that I bought just for this specific purpose, and a gun that's been fired, right? And I roll a dead body into his trunk, and then I have his head, I put a thing in his trunk that plays F the Police, the song F the Police, as soon as it hears the sounds of sirens, and then I call the police and anonymously say, hey, there's a dude with a kilo of cocaine, a dead body, and a bunch of guns in his car. You should probably pull him over. Here's his license plate and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think he's a big fan of the police. And then the sirens will go off behind his car, woo, 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 and that would activate what I put in his trunk next to the dead body, the Coke and the gun, and the song F the Police will come on, and they'll be going, this guy's a bastard, and he'll be acting all innocent, but he won't be acting innocent. He'll actually be innocent, but by the time they figure it out, he'll already be in jail with a cocaine conviction, and by the time he goes to trial and it proves that he didn't do it, it'll already be 8 months to 9 months later. He'll have lost his job. His wife will think that he has a secret life that she doesn't know about, drop his punk ass, and then as he's going to jail, I'll show up and go, ha ha ha, by the way, I'm the one that put the kilo of Coke, the gun, and the dead body in your trunk, you bastard. And he'll go, I'm singing, and I go to the cops and I say, okay, I think he's innocent, and then I show them evidence that he's not innocent, that he is in fact innocent, and then they let him out, but by then his life's ruined. And then they're going to go, how do you know all about this? And I'll go, you know what? I just realized that by getting him out, I'm actually implicating myself. So of course, being smart, I will then of course implicate his oldest two sons in that. And then they'll go to jail and then he'll be going, damn, this is wrong, you bastard. And I'm going, hey, there's nothing I can do about it now. I wasn't going to let myself go to jail. It was either me, your sons, or you. And I was trying to get you out because I felt bad, but then I almost got in trouble myself. So I had to set up your son. Sorry about that. And I would not do that either. Okay, maybe I should just forget about it and stop worrying about the fact that this guy's a piece of crap that did some stuff to me, because I'll be honest with you, this revenge stuff that's coming into my mind is just kind of scary and weird, and I'm not that type of guy. We're going to try this again. I'll meet him up, we'll shake hands, I'll say, how's it going, buddy? He'll say, how's it going? And then I'll go, okay, have a good time and a good life, and I'll go my way and he'll go his way. No setups, and that's it. Oh, that's better. I felt kind of dirty after the other scenarios, but after this last scenario where I just let it go and go about my business, I think that's the best way to go about it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, right. I mean, what would you do, right? If you're somebody that did bad stuff to you, just kept coming up and talking to you and trying to act like everything was all good and all of that crap, and you wanted to slap the crap out of them. I know I'm going to run into him tomorrow. Now that I realize how wrong I was with those scenarios, I'm going to have to call my friend at the post office and tell him not to stop that DNA thing. And I'm going to have to tell that slap guy not to slap him. Guess I'm going to have to return this dead body, the coke and the gun to my friends who runs that business. He actually rents dead bodies, coke, and guns to people to set up people. And I said, dude, that's really a bad business to be in. And he said, shut up. And then I said, I better shut up, because he has a business where he sells dead body cokes and guns. He might set me up, because that's beside the point. So what I'm saying is, when you get into a situation where you're thinking about revenge, just don't do it. Just don't do it. What's weird is I started this segment and I wanted to talk about football and how your favorite football team is like your best friend and all the other teams are nothing but a bunch of punk ass, add-on friends. But then in the middle of it, I was just thinking about that jackass that owes me something. But I'm not going to do the revenge thing. I think it was just great that on my 4-year anniversary of doing this, you, my bastards, allowed me to vent about this. So nothing will happen at all. So I'm really, really good. I'm not going to do any bad stuff to the dude. I'm just not going to do it. I promise. Segment over. Folks, with this being my 4-year anniversary doing this program and my 290th episode, it kind of makes me reflect on crap. And what is the crap that I'm reflecting on? I know there's 10 weeks left in the year. And I've decided, what I'm going to start doing? Instead of doing New Year's resolutions, what I'm going to start doing is end of the year resolutions. And then when the new year comes, I'm going to do a New Year's continuation. Because to me, it's better to start the new year out with some momentum. You know what I mean? Start the year out with some momentum. Because when you got 10 weeks left or whatever that crap is, and you get through it, when the new year starts, you've been doing something for 10 weeks, you got a nice groove going, and you can slide into the new year thinking, I already got this. And also 10 weeks doesn't seem that long. It's not even 3 months, right? You just sit there going, it's not even 3 months. I can eat good for 3 months, right? You know what I mean? I can eat salads and, I can eat diet salads and drink diet water for 3 months. I mean, and it's not even 3 months. It's not that big of a deal. It's not even 90 days. It's not really that big of a deal. I could do it. You can trick yourself. And then if you actually do it, now you got all this time of doing it and it becomes a habit. And we're creatures of habit. But a lot of times, instead of making New Year's ending resolutions, like I said, end of the year resolutions, what we do is we make a New Year's resolution a little bit too far out from the new year. You ever see those people that make a New Year's resolutions, like I said, 90 days out or 4 months out? Like, look, I just want to get through, Halloween and New Year's, and then next year, next year I'm going to do it. But there's a part of you that knows. There's a part of you that just kind of sets you up, because you know if you decide you're going to eat well and eat right and be really strict in January, you know damn well what's going to start happening to you in November. Right? You know doggone well what's going to happen. Knowing and thinking that, well, I'm going to make a permanent change in January anyway, so it doesn't really matter what I do right now, right? If I decide to eat well and eat right and exercise and drink my diet water and eat my diet salad and have air sandwiches, if I do that starting in January, I'm going to be in such great shape, then it's going to be all good. It's a lifestyle change. So it doesn't really matter what I do now, because I'm going to make a big change in January, right? So it doesn't matter what I do now. And then when you know what happens, then it becomes cupcake fest, right? New Year's, Thanksgiving comes around and you eat 16 turkey asses. What difference does it make? Yes, you gain 4 pounds just eating that one plate of food, but it doesn't matter. In January, I'm going to be eating right anyway. I'm going to have some diet water sandwiches and all of that. And it's going to be great. But like I said, we're creatures of habit. And before, you weren't eating that well, but you were doing okay. You weren't in the shape you wanted to be in, but you're not that bad. But just in anticipation of going to the next year, and when you imagine the 6-pack that you're going to have, and you imagine everybody running down the street asking you for sit-up tips. You're imagining all of that crap. And what happens? Like I said, you eat 16 turkey asses, you start eating 55 cupcakes a day, and it becomes a habit. And then January comes around, and instead of being where you were, you're now 17 pounds heavier than you were, and it's harder to go up steps. And now you got to the point where you always buy cupcakes. You go to the store and you're trying to make it, you're trying to be good. You go to the store and you order a salad, and the person thinks you're kidding, right? Come on, you want a cupcake, and you go, all right, I'll have a cupcake. You know what I'm talking about. And I realize that we have to play tricks on ourselves. You play tricks on yourself when you want to leave work early. I mean, not when you want to leave work early, but when you know it's almost time to leave work, you play tricks on yourself. Right? When you're going someplace you don't want to go, you're going someplace, you're at your kid's recital and your kid sucks, but you don't want to say your kid sucks, and you know the recital's going to be an hour and a half, and you play all kinds of tricks. You do all sorts of things. You kind of daydream about something, right? I remember I was at a friend's kid's recital, and the kid was horrible, and the kid sucked, and I literally replayed the entire movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray in my head in real time, because I figured that would get me through the recital. I snapped into attention when my friend's horrible, the kid was great, but the thing was horrible. Well, then bung, 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 bung. See, it took 6 months to learn how to do that. And you're going, that was great, Megan. Yeah, and your friend's looking at you like, yeah, I know that sucked, but thanks for saying that it didn't suck, because I'm going to say that it didn't suck. And she's not going to believe me when I say that it didn't suck. But when Uncle S says it doesn't suck, she's going to think that it doesn't suck. And then I'm going to go, great. Now I have your kid, a kid that I love, like a cousin, like a little niece or nephew, even though they're not a niece or nephew. And now you're saying basically I've led to my approval has now started a life of delusion for your kid, where your kid throws away everything in their life to think that they're going to become a piano virtuoso, when in actuality the kid sucks. Well, I can't have that on my conscience. So I run over to the kid and say, Megan, I love you. Thanks, Uncle Les, but I'm going to tell you something right now. You stink at the piano. I do. I know it hurts to hear this from me, because your dad just told me that you actually were more encouraged when I said it, because you just assumed he was going to say you were great because he's your dad, and that if I said it up, I was an objective person. But if you really think about it, I love you too, because you call me Uncle Les because I'm kind of like your uncle. And because you call me Uncle Les and I'm kind of like your uncle, I don't feel it's right for me to lie to you, okay? Just because you're horrible at the piano and you're an embarrassment and an insult to anyone who's ever touched piano keys, I want you to know right now, don't take that personally. You're a great kid, and there's many other things that you're great at. Everybody's not great at everything. I'm also horrible at the piano because I've never taken the piano lesson. Oh, okay. And but for the record, even though I've never taken a piano lesson and I haven't touched the piano since I was about 7, I'm pretty sure I'm still much, much better than you after your 6 months of training. Okay, stop crying. What are you crying all the time for? Okay, stop crying. Okay, what I'm trying to do is give you some encouragement. The world is not a fair place. Okay, not everybody's supposed to be playing the piano. Definitely not you. In fact, the next time you put your hands on the piano, I'm going to tell them to put I'm going to have somebody tase you. But don't worry, there's a new thing called baby tasers, and it's a way to safely to tase people who are under 10 years old. Okay, so just remember, you really, really suck at the piano, but you're a great kid. And then I felt a really, really hard smack on the back of my head, and it was my friend going, smacking me in the back of the head. And I'm like, oh, you're probably mad at me because I told your daughter that she sucked at the piano. And he goes, no, I'm not sad that you did that. I'm actually glad you did it. I'm smacking you in the back of the head because you didn't tell me you were going to do it, so I could record it on my phone so I could show it to her later on when she starts to get kind of full of herself. Like maybe when she's like 16 years old and I'm yelling at her because she missed curfew and she says, F you, dad, or something similar to that, and says that I don't know anything. And then I'm going to go, remember when I told you sucked at the piano and you said you didn't suck at the piano? Well, here's Uncle S, someone you trust more in these particular situations, and telling you once again that you suck at the piano. And then she's going to go, that's mean, Dad, you suck. And I'm going to go, yeah, I may suck, but I don't suck as bad as you suck on that piano, punk. Now go up into your room and be grounded. And whatever you do, I know you're going to be mad, you're going to stomp around up there and you're going to put some headphones on. You know what I want you to do? I want you to play some songs where there's some piano in it so you can know what a piano's supposed to sound like. Because now that you're 16 years old and your dumb ass kept playing the piano, you're only 1% as good as 1% better than you were back then. Stop playing the piano, damn it. Why didn't you learn your lesson, you little ungrateful witch? Now get upstairs, punk. You're grounded. What is wrong with me? But let's get back to New Year's resolutions. I've made a resolution, an end of the year resolution, that I'm going to lose a certain amount of weight and see certain body changes. I know what they are. And I'm not one of those people that just goes out, I'm going to try to lose 20 pounds by the end of the year. I don't believe in telling people that kind of crap. You know what I mean? I just say I'm making a lifestyle change, and I'm going to take this chunk of the year, this last 10 weeks, to try to build a foundation for what will be my new pathway. Because I ran across somebody that was actually way heavier than I am now. Like I can run up steps and all that kind of crap. I'm too heavy, but it's not like it stops me from doing anything. But this guy was heavier than me by a lot, and I hadn't seen him in a while. And now he's like 10 pounds lighter than me, right? And it was really weird because you get used to them being the big dude, and he's still a big dude because he's a lot taller than me. But then it's like, it's like, oh man, it's like, it's one of those guys that you just assume was going to be a fat guy forever, but it's like, he was way heavier than me and now he's actually lighter than I am. So it's like, if we started working out and doing exactly the same thing, he would probably be finished his journey before I am, because he had the momentum of losing 60, 70, 80, I think it was like 90 pounds already. He was, it's like somebody running at full speed and you're standing at you're doing a race, you're sitting in the starting blocks and this other person is already running at full speed. And then the starting gun for you starts, but they're already at full speed. And by the time you get up to your full speed, this person has already been at full speed and they're always ahead of you. Kind of like that. Well, I think about that and I realize there's the me that would have started in January, which would have been customary for what most people do. And there's the me that's starting now. So instead of competing with somebody else, I'm really competing against the me that would have started in January. And what that means is the me that would have started in January would have started eating good and exercise on January 1st. And that's the one that will be in the starting blocks. The me that's going to start taking care of business now has already begun running at full speed. I will already be 10 weeks ahead. Just the simple fact that I'm starting now and taking it seriously puts me 10 weeks ahead of the me that would have started in January. And I just sit there and think about it. That's a pretty interesting thing, isn't it? How many times have you decided you wanted to make a positive change, but you kind of use some kind of arbitrary date in the future? I'm gonna, I don't feel like doing it right now, but I'm gonna get around to, I'm gonna, I'm gonna wait till there's a sale at the gym and I'm gonna go to get the gym membership. Cause they always have a sale, like in March or something, you know what I mean? And I want to, cause if I get the gym membership now, instead of getting it in March, it's gonna cost me, if I do the math, let me see carry the 6, 6 times 4, carry the 3, times 10 months, 65, I will save $72 over the course of the 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna start working out and eating good now. I'm gonna wait until the sale is on, because that $72 over the course of 3 years will really change my tax bracket. Sometimes you just gotta start now. You know what I mean? You can still use January as a marker, but but it's good to start now. I always had the bad problem of being Johnny perfectionist, where everything has to be the perfect time, the perfect way, the perfect this, the perfect that. Just has to be great. That has to be great, and everything has to be great. And you're just basically looking for a reason to lose most of the time. Well, it wasn't exactly perfect, like say for the sake of it. And I remember this actually happened to somebody. They were going to start, I forgot, what was it, a diet or something like that? I think he was going to start a diet on January 1st. Right. But he forgot that, people think of January 1st as the holiday. So everybody was kind of still chilling and there was a couple of people barbecuing, and there was a couple of people that were eating, leftover, cakes and crap from the party the night before, from the New Year's Eve party. There was still some stuff laying around. It's like the Friday after Thanksgiving, there's a lot of turkey left, there's a lot of mac and cheese sitting in the refrigerator. A lot of the stuff that you ate the night before is still kind of sitting there. You heat it up. You know what I'm saying? I know people that would literally, I had a friend of mine, I took some stuff from my refrigerator from Thanksgiving. We were just kind of out walking around, and we were grubbing out. I said, man, I just brought some stuff out the house. Oh, me too, man. And I had turkey and mac and cheese. I had like a meal that looked like I got it from a restaurant. And he had literally made a sandwich out of stuffing. He took the stuffing and giblets from inside the turkey and made a sandwich of that with some cheese on it. That's what he was eating. And, and it's really weird how, when you start to eat those things, you just, it's like, I know it's January 1st, let me just, I had some stuff from last night, and, so I'm really, I want to start my resolution on January 1st. I started on January 2nd. Yeah. Well, January 2nd is actually a Wednesday, and I want to start this on like a Wednesday. That's like halfway through the week. So I'm going to start next Monday, and I'm going to start, and it's going to be that date. It's not the first, I know, but I'm going to start Monday, and that'll be that. And then there was another excuse and another excuse and another excuse and another excuse, and nothing got done. And that happened to me once too. So what I decided to do was F January. I'm going to start this crap now. NOW, damn it. I'm going to start it now. Yeah. But then again, this is Sunday and I'm watching football, you know what I mean? And, I don't have anything really healthy in the house right now because I don't go shopping till Tuesday. Because it's the only time I have time to go shopping, So maybe, I still got Oreo cookies here, you know what I mean? And I got a half of a Sun-Kissed soda. I bought that soda when I was down in Philly. So, that soda cost like $2. So I'm not going to just if I pour it out right now, I'm literally just throwing $1 into the trash can, right? I don't want to throw these Oreo cookies out. I got like 6 of them. Is 6 Oreo cookies really going to change anything? It's really, so I might as well drink this Sun-Kissed soda, half a Sun-Kissed soda, and eat these 6 Oreo cookies. And like I said, technically Sunday's not really the beginning of the week. The week really begins on Monday. Technically, that's why they call it the weekend. They don't call Sunday and Monday the weekend. They call Saturday and Sunday the weekend, which means Sunday is part of the weekend, If I actually eat right and exercise Monday through Friday, it really doesn't matter what I do on Saturday and Sunday, right? So this being Sunday, I should just, be able to finish off the Sunkist soda, and those Oreo cookies, and then I could start my diet and exercise program on Monday. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people like to work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know what I mean? So if I work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday lifting weights, and then Tuesday, okay, I'll look Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I will lift weights. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I will do cardio and abs and kettlebell and stuff like that. And then Sunday will be my day off from everything. So since it's Sunday right now, technically I would be able to just, eat something that's not good for me just during the football. You know what I'm saying? And then, but am I making excuses again? Damn. All right, I'll start now. Damn it. Bastards. Segment over. Well, folks, this has been episode number 290 of the S. Anthony Says podcast. And today, of course, the podcast is 4 years old. Thank you very, very much for everything. I really, really appreciate you. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you listening to me say stupid crap once a week. Much love to you. I appreciate every last one of you bastards. I appreciate you bastards in the United States of America. I appreciate my Canadian bastards. I appreciate my European bastards. I appreciate my Australian bastards. And I appreciate my bastards wherever you are. Even though I couldn't remember what country you're in right now, just know that you're a bastard, and I love you bastards because you're my bastards, you bastards. Folks, this podcast is every damn where. I mean, it's everywhere. It's the Podcast Revolution Network. It's on Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, of course, iTunes, and the home base is santhonysays.podbean.com. If you want to follow me on social media, and why wouldn't you? Well, I happen to be on Twitter in 2 places. For me specifically, at S. Anthony Thomas. For this particular show, which is 4 years old today, it's at S. Anthony Says. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you should, you bastards. Go to Facebook, go into the search box and type in S. Anthony Says. You will see my verified page on Facebook. Like that page, please. If you love this show, and why wouldn't you, make sure that you rate and review this on iTunes or whatever podcatcher you're using it on, my friends. If you love this show, and why wouldn't you, make sure you tell everybody about this show, recommend this show. Please do that. If you want to contact yours truly, and why wouldn't you, you contact me in one place and one place only. Talk to santhony at gmail.com. TALKTO. santhony at gmail.com. One long word. Now, there's no separations in there because you keep asking me and there ain't any, damn it. Folks, much love to every last one of you. I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with me for 4 years. And I hope we'll have another 4 years and more. Oh, yeah. I'm going to say goodbye to you for the week. And I'm going to say goodbye to you the way that I've been saying goodbye to you for 3 years now. You know what it is. And I want you to do it with me because, like you said, you do it with me. I can't hear it, but I'll take your word for it. You do it with me. On the count of 3, we're going to say it all together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. S. Anthony out.